Next on Worcester News tonight, trick or treat. Costumes are flying off the shelves in a Central Mass town's effort to keep kids safe this Halloween. Plus, a local artist and community activist is creating a mosaic of the city seal for a milestone Worcester birthday. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. Hundreds of children will be on the streets Wednesday night trick-or-treating for Halloween. Several central Massachusetts towns are hosting organized events in hopes of keeping kids safe, and one Halloween shop says their bright and festive costumes are sure to be a hit. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with more. Chandler?
Olivia, for those children, the holiday is all about having fun and being carefree, but for parents, businesses, and communities in the area, there's a great deal of preparation involved. Last-minute costume shoppers fill their carts at the Halloween outlet. It's the longtime Worcester business's last season before closing.
It's been an amazing run, and we're really sad to see the store go, but we really appreciate all the support that we've gotten.
The store will stay open for a few weeks in November to allow customers to stock up for next year. They expect sales to boom their final days.
I think people are going to be coming in and trying to get that last little piece of the Halloween outlet spirit.
Owner Rachel Morgan says the most popular costumes this year are superheroes, Fortnite, and The Purge. When it comes to costumes, Barrie Police Chief John Carbone says it's important they're visible to drivers.
Reflective clothing, flashlights, stay on the side of the road, and I'd ask that motorists, if you have a headlight out, don't be out tonight.
The town is taking extra safety measures, hosting Very Scary Halloween in the town common for the second year.
There's a lot of children come down to the common area to trick-or-treat because the houses are closer together. And we had heard traffic flowing through all of these trick-or-treaters was just not a safe environment.
Police will close roads to traffic in the town center. The event includes haunted houses and buildings like the town hall and trunk or treat.
Parents can bring their cars, giving your car its own costume and treating it as like trick-or-treating from your house.
The town says organized events like this make the day safer and bring more people together. Police are expecting to host a lot of children in one area, so they'll have extra officers working, plenty of volunteers, and a MEMA command post.
We just wanted to be able to say, parents, you can come down here and trick-or-treat, and we're going to do our best to keep it a safe and controlled environment.
The town of Barrie says about 800 kids attended last year and more are expected this year. The police department will be running central dispatch in the MEMA trailer and have a camera for the crowd. As for the Halloween outlet, everything's 50% off, but the sale will only increase after Halloween. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, thank you, Chandler. Well, cue the duck boats. Wednesday, the Red Sox get to celebrate their recent World Series win in style. The parade starts at 11 a.m. along Fenway Park, along Lansdowne Street, moves to Ipswich, and then to Boylston. City and state leaders are asking fans to consider the crowds and parking restrictions and take public transportation to get into Boston. Monica Medea is at Fenway with the latest on the preparations for the parade.
World Series win takes on special meaning for some drivers in Boston.
When you watch sports or Boston teams throughout the season, do you kind of secretly hope, like, maybe I can drive the boat in the parade?
Every time. Boston Duck Tour operators will play a major part in Wednesday's rolling rally to celebrate the Red Sox. They're driving the boats that carry the team and their families. Today, it's all about preparation.
This is what they're doing in the garage today. They're putting platforms here so that the players will be up.
Between 20 and 25 boats will follow the route from Fenway down Boylston, past Boston Common to City Hall.
It's so loud. You can't even imagine the noise.
Jen Masiri has done this before and never forgets the players she drove, like back in 2013 for the Red Sox.
I had Jake Peavy and John Leicester.
And 2 Patriots parades.
And then in 15, I had Brady and Garoppolo. So that was huge. My kids thought I was the coolest thing in the world.
Right now, the drivers won't know which boat or players they'll be driving. They just know they'll have a front seat to history.
And we work really hard, and then you get to the end of the season and you get to be a part of something like this. It's just like, oh, it's great. We're supposed to be part of the duck. We're invisible, right? But it's still kind of a cool thing to just be part of it.
And that was Monica Medea reporting. For more than 2 years, the Mount Carmel Preservation Society has been working to save their historic church. But now it seems an appeal made to the Vatican to save it has failed. Meanwhile, the Preservation Society says they have not heard from the Vatican and a decision would be premature. The Society's advocate in Rome says their appeal will most likely not be decided until after Christmas. The appeal will be discussed at a leadership meeting Wednesday morning at 7:30 at the Kiva Center on Shrewsbury Street. An update today out of the Merrimack Valley. Columbia Gas says they have now finished replacing gas lines in Lawrence, Andover, and North Andover. The company replaced about 45 miles of gas mains and nearly 6,000 service lines across 3 communities. Still, it does little for many residents who will not see gas service actually return until December 16th. That phase of the work is only about 15% complete. Developing news tonight, notorious Boston gangster James Whitey Bulgar killed while in federal custody. We're learning more about his death. The 89-year-old Bulgar was known for running a largely Irish crime mob around Boston. He was just recently moved from a Florida prison to Hazleton Federal Penitentiary in West Virginia, and it's where he was found dead this morning. His death being investigated as a homicide. Nick Emmons has the latest.
He was once one of America's most wanted criminals. Now, former Boston mob boss James Whitey Bulgar is dead. The 89-year-old was found unresponsive just after 8 this morning at USP Hazleton in West Virginia. He had just been transferred to the high-security prison on Monday. Details of his death are limited. A Justice Department statement reads in part, life-saving measures were initiated immediately by responding staff. Mr. Bulgar was subsequently pronounced dead by the Preston County Medical Examiner. Officials said no other staff or inmates were injured. Bulgar was known to have health issues. Exactly why he was transferred is unclear. He had previously served time in Florida, but was recently sent to a facility in Oklahoma for a short time before being transferred to West Virginia. His death, the last line in a dark chapter of Boston's history. Sentenced to life in prison for his role in 11 murders, today his life ended behind bars. Nick Emmons, Worcester News Tonight.
A different take on Worcester City Seal. Community activist and artist Bill Coleman has spent the last 2 months creating a unique design to honor the city and celebrate its birthday. And after spending hundreds of hours on it, he says he's excited for it to be on display. Our Roslyn Flaherty joins us now with more. Roslyn?
Olivia, he's been hard at work creating a mosaic inside the sprinkler factory and says it's a way to help promote the arts in Worcester.
It's the first major mosaic Bill Coleman has ever worked on. For Worcester's 170th birthday, the community activist and artist is redesigning the concept of the city seal.
I'm trying to make a small contribution to the city of Worcester, along with all of its other stuff, to help promote the arts.
Coleman got approval from the city manager and the clerk to use the city seal. He then started collecting tiles. Most are donated from local companies.
They called up and said, this is Worcester. We want to help Worcester. And right now, Worcester's hot.
Calling the process a labor of love, he has spent every day for the last 2 months cutting and gluing about 10,000 pieces of tile together.
It's just very labor intensive, but it's going to be well worth it.
He also created this smiley face with rainwater glass and hopes both will be on display in places across the city for years to come.
No matter what I've done in the city, and I've painted American flags on chain link fences and helped organize, after school programs so kids can do some artwork. This is going to last. People are going to remember this when they see it.
Now, Coleman says the mosaic is 85% done, and once completed, it will be on display at the Sprinkler Factory November 3rd from 5 to 8 p.m. Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
3 packages found outside of a Worcester church Monday night are deemed not suspicious after the state's bomb squad was called to the scene. An officer was flagged down by a person who saw the packages at the First Presbyterian Church on Holden Street. Police say 3 containers, often used by the military to store explosives, were left on the property. The state's bomb squad determined the packages did not contain anything dangerous. There is a drop-off center at the church, and it's believed someone intended to drop their empty boxes off at the center. Attorney General Maura Healy hosting a town hall in Worcester Monday night. While discussing her priorities if elected to a second term, she also spoke out on the deadly shooting in Pennsylvania, where a gunman opened fire in a synagogue, killing 11 people. She says we need people in this country who will support American values instead of tearing each other apart.
Leaders in government across the state, local, and certainly the federal level need to do everything we can to stamp out and fight discrimination and bigotry, but to also stand strong for basic American values, where we're really supposed to be a country that's about equal treatment under the law and just respecting the dignity and the worth of each person.
And this was one of a number of town halls Healy has held in the last couple of years. A Worcester business is helping a puppy in need. The Piercing Emporium and Tattoo says all proceeds of some piercings this week will go towards a life-saving surgery for the dog. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now to explain. Brittany?
Olivia, the shop raised funds for a dog in a similar situation a couple of years ago. This time it's for Lily, a yellow lab puppy who broke her leg over the weekend. This 5-month-old Labrador retriever has had a rough week. Lily broke her leg playing with her siblings and now needs a life-saving surgery.
She will need surgery to have a plate put in her back leg.
The surgery is expensive. The estimate is around $4,000. Lily is at New England All-Breed Rescue, and the director says it's a surprise bill they weren't expecting.
We have 14 other dogs available for adoption. And they're all in foster homes, and we do take care of them all. So food, supplies, anything needed, they all get that. And this just was not expected and kind of depleted our account doing all of this for her.
Piercing Emporium and Tattoo in Worcester is ready to help. Owner Mark Williams is a big dog person and will be donating all proceeds from ear cartilage piercings done with their paw prints this Thursday through Saturday to Lily.
Really exploded on social media, where in Facebook we had over 100 shares. So hopefully I have, 30 of the paw prints. Hopefully all 30 would be gone, because that would cover the entire surgery. And to see that puppy get what that puppy needs, that'd be really ecstatic, and then whatever's left over could go to other dogs that person has.
Furman says the support from people she doesn't even know is overwhelming, and she can't wait to see the puppy running again.
That would be amazing, and we can't thank Mark enough for doing this. Lily appreciates it. I can't wait to meet him on Thursday to thank him in person.
Lily will be getting the surgery on Friday. Then she will have 6 weeks of recovery. Then Lily will be available for adoption early next year. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Smart boards, a robotics workplace, and 3D printers are just some of the things a new center for the Girl Scouts of Central and Western Massachusetts will include. Tuesday, the organization broke ground on a $2.5 million leadership center in Worcester. It will focus on science and technology. The Girl Scouts sold their current building on Gold Star Boulevard and will use the money from that to put towards the new one. The remainder of the money will most likely come from donors. CEO Patricia Hallberg says the new building will be a place for girls and volunteers.
Much needed, much needed. We've been in our building for decades, and it really wasn't serving the needs that we have for today's girls. It was, we needed something that was much more contemporary and much more able to meet the kind of programming that girls are looking for today.
And the building is expected to be ready and open by February 2019.